The blockchain history, Solana's blockchain history, will be stored on Filecoin.
Okay.
This is going to decentralize a lot of like the storage of the information, making Solana more redundant, more scalable, and improve its overall security.
Also, cheaper. Filecoin is cheaper than wherever they were storing that.
Probably. At least it'll open up the market. If Filecoin starts to raise, then more people will be like, oh, let me start mining Filecoin or providing storage for the service of Filecoin. And then you'll see small local data centers pop up.
Welcome back
to another week
of your favorite crypto podcast.
Sometimes Crypto.
The Unscripted
Crypto Podcast.
Hey, yo. We're here. Another week. Still alive, still breathing. Still buying Bitcoin?
Still buying Bitcoin. Or at least...
I'm buying everything but Bitcoin.
I make sure Bitcoin is constantly coming in as much as possible.
You do like being cummed in.
Oh, my God.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So we're too soon. Too soon, William. Too soon.
Sorry.
Yeah, man. This guy's always trying to crack jokes.
You laugh.
It was because it was funny.
All right.
Because it was funny.
All right. We
got a lot of stories to go over.
A lot of different things that may or may not move the market.
Yeah.
Well, in the future. I'm not saying we're going to move the market.
True. I don't think we will move the market, but
Elon moves the market.
Elon moves markets. Elon's a market mover.
Right.
We had big news come up with multiple things. Where do you want to start off, William?
Surprise me.
Surprise you?
I'll close my eyes and ears.
Okay. Well, I think we should start off with the fun stuff. NFTs, Bored Apes, Yuga Labs. Because who doesn't love...
ETH, you're still alive. You're still there some way.
ETH's got plenty going on. Yuga...
ETH, you're not dead yet.
Yuga has recently made...
ETH right now is at $3,000.
Yeah, it's true. ETH is at $3,000.
Another 1,000 will be up 20%. 25%.
Okay. Some coins that did better than that, but...
I know. That's why I said it.
Yeah. That's why you said it. Yeah. Yuga has acquired Proof, the company that created Moonbirds. Moonbirds is NFT.
R?
R? What do you mean R?
Moonbirds are an NFT project?
Yeah. Moonbirds
I don't
is
know.
an NFT project. Moonbirds are. You know what? I think it could go both ways.
Well, maybe. Continue.
Yeah, but alongside with this acquisition of Safe and obviously it's Project Moonbirds, Yuga Labs is also going to be getting the spin-off collections for Moonbirds, such as Mythics, Oddities, and Grails. But there is no information out there on the details of the acquisition. We don't know how much Yuga paid for it. We don't really know too many of the terms. What we do know is that the CEO and founder of Proof, Kevin Rose,
okay,
will be in this handover period for...
what do you mean?
Like, since he is the founder and CEO of the company, he's going to still be operating it until he completely hands it off to Yuga.
Gotcha.
And then after that process, he's just going to be serving as an advisor.
Understood.
Yeah, but this is great news for Yuga and particularly their project for the metaverse called The Other Sides, where they're going to be incorporating Moonbirds and its entire collection to the other side.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Isn't the other side also they're also not that is they're also creating a playable game aspect on it?
Yeah, it's like a gamified world.
Gotcha.
They're gonna be doing a lot of things on there. I'm not too familiar with the other side myself because
we don't own it.
I don't own any of it.
It's out of our budget.
It's a lot.
We also got burned with NFTs.
We had some bad NFT rug pulls.
I'll stick to what I haven't been burned on too much yet.
Yeah.
I said yet.
That's fair. But yeah, the other side is gamified metaverse, and well, in terms of support, we have this huge investor that invested in these two companies, and both of them separately, not at the same time, separately. on separate occasions. Andreessen Horowitz, the big A16Z. Yeah, they had helped Moonbirds do its Series A funding, reached $50 million, and A16Z led or invested in Yuga back in 2022.
Yeah. For like how much? It was a lot of money.
Yeah, it was a good amount. I don't remember how much it was.
I think it was yeah.
But yeah, A16Z is just one of those leading VC firms in crypto. So no surprise that
they'll probably start upping their funding now.
Yeah, get ready for that for sure. Yeah,
before the pump, most likely. Before you go parabolic,
right? Like right before Bitcoin halving.
Yeah,
it's all about the halving, man. That's such
60 days away at this point. Something like
less than 60 days away.
Oh, less. Okay.
Yeah, it was 62 days away last time we recorded.
All right, so 7 days less.
Yeah, but lots going on for sure. And I think I sent you a link to a new restaurant that opened up.
You did.
The Bored Cuban.
I did see that. Cuban sandwiches
with
a name,
cafecitos. They got all the good stuff. I want to go check it out.
We gotta go.
It's a themed restaurant. We gotta go. They opened that up right across from where the Inter Miami
place
is going to be located. Yeah, or is located.
Or okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's prime location. Plenty of eyeballs are going to be seeing that.
Well, I know where we're going next.
That being said, there is this other much smaller NFT group that I know of called Lazy Lions. There's this one guy who owns a coffee shop brand. If you happen to see this, maybe look in some area in that area. You know, little NFT.
A coffee shop there?
Yeah.
Lazy
Lion Coffee.
That's competition.
Is it though? It is competition. They have cafecitos, yeah.
It's coffee, and then I mean, not the same level. You know, you're right. Not really competition.
Similar, but
give or take a few.
Very small.
That's dope.
Yeah. Bored Apes are making their.
They're alive.
They're obviously, yeah, they're still alive. But yeah, they're still making their stance and they're still fighting strong. Lots going on. So I thought that was exciting news for the NFT community. And some people have their doubts, but Moonbird seems to be an overall good acquisition.
People like the acquisition?
No, some people don't. It's mixed reviews. Like there's always going to be.
Yeah, but it always leans one way over the other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You didn't get sentiment.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, we had some other big news over the weekend that William shared with me. I wasn't even aware of it. With Filecoin.
Oh, the Filecoin pump?
Filecoin.
Well, not just the Filecoin pump. Let's be clear.
Not just the Filecoin pump. What else happened?
AI pumped. AI
okay. I see what you mean.
It was a combination.
Yeah, but let's close up, do the Filecoin really quickly, and then.
Well, it goes together, really.
Does it? So Filecoin is a decentralized storage system.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much just going to be holding. So Filecoin partnered with Solana, and it's going to be holding all of the block history. Solana's going to be holding all the block history on Filecoin moving forward. That took place, or that announcement took place February 16th. And I mean, this is going to be great because it helps Solana completely decentralize their data storage. And one of the biggest issues that Solana has is it's too centralized. That's like the biggest concern that everybody has with Solana.
So I'm not saying it's not. Also, that's not part of it. I'm just saying it's not the only reason. Because you also had Sora coming out, causing AI to pump. Mm-hmm. And everyone's wondering where you're going to store all that information. It will be in file storages.
Okay, I see.
Or in decentralized storage.
Yeah.
Filecoin is that. Because you also had render pump with that same news. Because how you're going to process all that AI information is through tokens like render decentralized.
Yep. Yeah, so OpenAI dropped Sora this past weekend.
It's a mix. These all three go together, really.
Yeah, this is just... I mean... We said this before on this podcast too. Crypto and AI will be the two tech disruptors that will turn the world completely around.
Yeah,
we can have great AI, amazing AI that we can trust and count with, if it's not decentralized. It won't work.
100%.
It won't work. I saw some pictures the other day, or I think it was earlier today actually, of someone saying it's really hard for them to get Gemini, Google's Gemini. Bard changed his name to Gemini. To acknowledge the fact that there are white people in the world, and like
I saw that picture.
and it started asking us, show me people in China, Germany, and like 2 other states.
It said show. Oh, it just said show me people.
South Africa.
Yeah,
and like there was like maybe 2 like white people on the pictures, but then like the majority of them had like some melanin in them.
So that's also part of the reason the jump. Sora came out, causing that AI noise, causing all those tokens that will require use. Plus, File had Solana news, so that was just like extra fuel to that.
Good little synergy.
Extra fuel to that fire, just causing it to rampage. Because even render nasty went up crazy the last 2 days. Render from like low, from like Feb 20. I'm on the hour. Let me do a 12-hour.
Looking at renders charts.
Yes. So 18th to now, render has pumped 20%.
Oh wow! 18th of January.
18th of
this
Feb
month.
to 2 days.
Wow.
It's pumped 20%. File. Going on to that news, since you said the 16th, right?
16th. I know that the overall AI sector jumped around an average of 7.7%.
Yeah. So File at the 16th of Feb was at, it closed at $5. Next day, it closed at $6. So just running it from right there from the 16th to now, File's pumped 28%.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh, also tokens like GRT that do similar processing features also went pumped.
Yeah.
GRT's up like 30-something%.
The graph, right?
The graph.
The graph.
So there are all those tokens that are going to be like intertwined, all mixed together, rocket fuel.
And that's why like I just can't sell myself on.
So you think those are going to do 100x's bull run then?
I don't know about 100x, but definitely I do think so. That's what I was gonna get at. It's
Okay.
like, and this is why I can't sell myself on being an absolute Bitcoin maximalist, because there's these other protocols that decentralize computing resources, different computing resources besides just processing, like storage.
Filecoin. Arweave. That's another Arweave. AR.
Okay.
Is another.
Is another
file system.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, it's another storage system.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. There we go.
There's a lot of tokens out here.
There's so many tokens out there, but yeah, like just seeing the utility of specific tokens just shows that there's use cases beyond just store of value
Or fast transactions like Lightning, where like Bitcoin can't do it all.
Yeah, Bitcoin can. It can't. It's not scalable enough. That's
No.
literally the biggest drawback of Bitcoin. It's not scalable enough. 7 transactions per second.
Yeah.
It can't. It can't work that way. It won't. We won't be able to do that. But
Rolling back into that Solana news. So what did they say exactly that they're going to be
So the blockchain history, Solana's blockchain history, will be stored on Filecoin.
Okay.
This is going to decentralize a lot of like the
storage of the
information, making Solana more redundant, more scalable, and improve its overall security.
Also cheaper. Filecoin's cheaper than wherever they were storing that probably before.
Probably. At least it'll open up the market. So if Filecoin starts to raise, then more people will be like, oh, let me start mining Filecoin or providing storage for the service of Filecoin. And then you'll see small local data centers pop up where someone just has, let's say, I don't know, I want to say like 20 terabytes.
Yeah.
It's not crazy.
And it's all rented out.
Exactly. You don't know what information is being stored there because it's all encrypted.
Yeah.
It's not tied to you, like you have no access to it.
The information itself, no.
Yeah.
You
just hold the physical storage of the asset.
Yeah.
But the assets is completely encrypted.
Yeah.
So it's just cool. I don't know.
Yeah, and the same applies to render and all these processing all these processing tokens and protocols being used to do the same thing. Just so the file, instead of saving the information, using it to just be able to run the computer side of it, actually being able to render down these videos and provide the GPU power necessary.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, you're going to see mining rigs probably in the future, or those GPUs that were used just to be some sort of processing unit.
Yeah. So if for some whatever reason mining gets too expensive for Bitcoin, if the technicians on site are skilled with this, they could probably just shift it over. And I don't know the specifics. I'm not in the mining industry, but I'm pretty sure they could shift over the mining from mining Bitcoin to providing processing power for these other for the other tokens.
I didn't even think of that way. I just meant it more so. New miners come out, they probably upgrade their miners in sets.
Oh, and then
those sets, I'm sure they don't get rid of them because they're still useful to a degree.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Like recycle them.
They just recycle it, or use those old miners and be like, you know what, we're gonna now use it. These old miners are gonna be used for this
other
instead of being thrown away.
Absolutely. And then people say crypto isn't sustainable.
I also don't know how much wear and tear those miners get after an X period of time, which that would play a factor in it.
It definitely does, yeah.
So big thing there.
But if they get wear and tear, then opens up opportunity for a technician to go back there and just fix it up.
Yeah,
that's totally a thing.
Which, you have more to add to this?
About AI, 100%. Yeah. Vitalik tweeted one of the use cases for this like emergence of decentralized artificial intelligence being serving as auditors for smart contracts that will be released. So this obviously doesn't just apply to Ethereum, but it just happens to be Ethereum's co-founder that talks about it. But smart contracts can be audited by any centralized agency. Like, we could just open up a smart contract, audit it, and if we build credibility, then be like, oh, look, this passes these certain like parameters, and like say, oh, this is good. But AI could do it so much faster, so much more efficient, and with a lot less errors. So decentralized AI for auditing
is going to be a big thing too.
And PwC, one of the big fours, like Deloitte, PwC, I don't know them too well, but there's like these big four like accounting firms, I think is what they consider themselves. They do a lot of government contracting and a bunch of different stuff. They predict that.
I know what you're talking about.
Do you have a list of the four?
No, but these people?
Yeah, that's Pete. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
PwC is predicting that AI could contribute up to $15.7 trillion to the global economy by the year 2030. That's 6 years away. Yeah. They also go on to mention that is more than the current output of China and India combined.
Yeah. Well, so you don't even want to. I don't want you to go too far away. Currently, Duolingo has said that they're going to lay off, like, I believe 10% of its workforce, or like maybe a little more than that. I don't have the exact. I heard on a pod, and they said that they're going to replace like half of that workforce, or like 3% of that workforce, as being laid off with AI.
Oh wow, yeah. I'm sure.
It's already started.
Yeah, AI is going to be able to translate for people. So, like, you don't need to have translators. They're creating the course curriculum. Yeah. You will need someone to revise it, but...
not to do the bulk work.
Yeah, exactly, which is what they're probably going to be replacing. Do you remember what podcast that was?
PBD. Yeah, I think it was one from, like, the other day or today. I think
was it with a guest or...
No guest. It was like a home team podcast, one of these. I think it was like today's or yesterday's. Okay. No, today's or last week Thursdays. They mentioned it twice.
Okay.
If not, check them out.
Yeah. But yeah, AI is definitely on the rise. That being said, one of the tokens that you have a sincere sentiment towards pumped like crazy, WLD Coin.
Oh.
Sincere sentiment.
It did pump. I mean, it is AI narrative, since their whole thing is it's one of the ways that they defend against or or when we prove you're a human and not an AI,
And not
is giving them your retina.
Yeah, retina identification.
Well, iris.
Yeah.
Correction.
Iris. Yeah, true. That's the word. Iris. They're gonna be using iris scans to identify you as an individual.
Well, that's what they do now.
Yeah, that's it. That is what they do. You're right. They actually, I don't know if they're still doing it, but I know that they're incentivizing 25 world tokens for signing up, for like just giving them your retina and creating a
Iris.
world ID. Iris, correct. My bad.
So I didn't. This was also on a pod because I listened to it today and they mentioned it. They mentioned WorldCoin and some of the active users.
DVD?
No.
On a different podcast.
It was Crypto Banter this morning on Rand Show. And he mentioned that he pulled up an actual like report or a tweet about it saying that WorldCoin supposedly has 1 billion users, or 1 billion, something in the billions, in 1 billion actually. And he goes, impossible. He goes, there's no way this has these many active users currently and these many people willing to give up their irises. He goes, unless they're in third world countries and they're just giving them free money.
Yeah, that's kind of like where
that's
pretty much where they got a lot of their signups from. It's free money. Just take a little iris scan. So at the time when they first started doing it, the 25 world coin tokens were priced at roughly $60. Fast forward to current prices,
$8.
$170.
The token, WorldCoin token.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, the 25 for signing up.
Gotcha.
Not the individual one.
I think okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
which again, I don't know.
It's definitely an incentive for free money.
It is also. It's like
no one in the first world is doing that. They're like, "What the heck? I'm giving up my iris."
I wouldn't do world entry because I would have to go my iris.
Mm-hmm. What's world entry? Oh, like into.
So world entry is you basically you give it to your government agency. They scan your iris, and you're basically allowed to enter any part of the world with your iris scanned.
Interesting.
Like it's called world entry. So it's probably there's more to it than that. You have to do background checks, all these things. Mm-hmm. But one of the criteria is you have to scan your eyeballs.
Iris scan.
I'm like, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, there's at least it's not your DNA. Like I haven't taken any DNA test because I don't want these huge tech conglomerates to have. I
guess like that's the whole thing. Maybe we're being a little nitpicky about it, and it's maybe more nonchalant.
Yeah, because like the use case, I understand it. It's to avoid deep fakes. Like this is a legitimate concern. Yeah, and blockchain is a solution to this.
Well, deepfakes are only gonna ramp up. Especially with how good Sora is right now.
Oh, 100%, man. Sora's
we're only a year in.
Sora's generations were insane.
Yeah,
like I saw some really good stuff. Like I was showing people. I was like, look at.
You
these,
have any of them saved?
Look at these dogs. Probably liked. There's like crazy high def, and like people are like, oh, those are the cute dogs. I was like, they're not real.
They're fake.
They're like, what do you mean they're not real? I was like, that's generated. It's like not someone
making it
made this. No, like this is AI.
Yeah.
It's wild.
One of the ones I saw from Sora was the prompt was make a bull walking through the most abstract place you can imagine. And it was a bull just walking through the train tracks. In like it looked like a suburban Chicago, New York style train. Oh well, metro style. And it was just like for a second I looked at it, I'm like, why is there a bull here? And then I looked at it again, I'm like, oh snap. It's not real.
Yeah, you're like, this isn't okay. It clicked.
I mean, I saw. I'm like, wait, this isn't. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh no, it's not.
This ain't adding up. Yeah,
but it's that good, and it only gets better, especially for animations. We're thinking about human or real things.
Yeah.
What about cartoons that are already fake and not real?
Yeah,
it would just be you couldn't tell.
Yeah,
you won't be able to tell.
You wouldn't be able to tell.
Animators are gonna lose their jobs, unfortunately.
Probably. Yeah, soon. Damn.
And again, same as ChatGPT and OpenAI and all these things. This is Gen 1. What's Gen 50 gonna look like?
4.5.
Well, when we started, it was Gen 1 or 2.
And that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah. So what's Gen 50?
Yeah. No, it's going to be insane.
To build on this topic, because I had something for this relative to them. So it's mainly OpenAI and Nvidia, but we'll continue on OpenAI. So OpenAI just got a reevaluation. Mm-hmm. When they got evaluated and they gave the first billion, or they bought in, Microsoft bought in their first billion, they were valued at 30. Then Microsoft gave another 10 later on, right? Remember that when we talked about it? So they have a new evaluation at. The current evaluation is the $80 billion.
$80 billion?
Yep. After Sora's release.
Wow.
And they're only on track to make more.
Oh, for sure.
Again, this is a started open source code. Was going to be an open source code, which then became public. Part of the reason Elon left. And it was a non-profit, and it looks very for-profit now. Mm-hmm. At the rate it's going. And they're just expanding. So something else they're adding to their OpenAI thing, their company, is chip manufacturers. They want to start developing their own chips.
And that's where AMD finds its competition.
Well, not just AMD.
Mm-hmm. No, so many people.
AMD, Nvidia,
Intel,
all of them.
Mm-hmm.
With that added, guess who's going to start getting into the chatbot space?
Microsoft?
Nvidia.
Yeah, you're right.
Nvidia is now going to join the chatbot space.
Okay.
And they've already implemented. They're going to start. It's RTX, if I'm not mistaken. I have it here.
I mean, remember what I said earlier. PwC says that the AI is going to contribute to $15.7 trillion globally. Like, Microsoft's $80 billion valuation for it's
nothing.
Yeah, that's only like we're just starting to fill up the bucket.
Yeah.
So what's this?
So RTX is that? Yeah, it's Nvidia's local RAN chatbot. So it would run just on your PC, private. No one can access it. It's only local. It doesn't go out. It's meant to only communicate and search through things within your computer.
Interesting. That's very interesting.
Yeah. So essentially, you can, from one of the examples they give, they tag one of their files, and they go, what are some of Sarah's recommendations for restaurants? And then it gives you it doesn't really show how it does it, but it just answers what it is. And I'm assuming it probably, if you asked it, can you show me Sarah's recommendations for restaurants, and can you pull up where you find these names? Mm-hmm. I'm assuming it should probably highlight and show you within the file where it's at as well.
Interesting. What type of restaurants you said?
Just restaurants.
Like
she's like, what are Sarah's recommendations for restaurants?
Okay.
And they clicked just a file.
Okay. Is Sarah the...
Sarah was just a name, like just probably the name of the person, like nothing specific.
Yeah, the user. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting for sure.
Again, Gen 1. I'm assuming Gen 2. You can look through my entire computer system and find me all restaurants that start with the letter A that you've probably written about. If you write restaurants, it will just give you a list.
Yeah.
So it's just that's like one aspect that they're also getting into it.
Yeah.
Like both OpenAI and ChatGPT, OpenAI and Nvidia are getting into their counterparts space.
Yeah, for sure. They're expanding domains.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be revolutionary in and of its own right.
Mm-hmm.
Something that we haven't seen yet, for sure. And I'm sure that there's so many implications to that, and like how that can be used. File storage, just file management, user management, data, just overall like being able to run that on your computer, on your hardware.
Also locally, no one could come into it, access it, like it's on your computer.
Very cool stuff. Do they have like an estimated like launch date for that by any chance?
It didn't say.
No.
So it's probably with any new chips or anything like that, it might come with it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't say. From what I saw, let me double check it now that you mention it.
Texans are getting angry in Granbury.
Okay.
It's a small little town. I believe the population is about like 11,000 or something like that.
Gotcha.
Super small population. There's a Bitcoin mining farm out there.
I heard about this one.
Yeah. So
Well, one of the many Bitcoin farms that are out there.
yeah. So this one in particular is owned by Marathon Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
Marathon took over it back in January last year,
Okay.
and they acquired it from someone else. But it's pretty much been up for like 2 years, and just constantly running. These Bitcoin miners are cooled by fans. They're like stored in containers outside, and they're cooled by fans, so they're just a constant humming.
A fan.
And the residents are just over it completely.
Not happy?
Yeah. Like, so I saw a video of it, and it's like it's pretty loud. Like
I can imagine.
You could definitely hear it. So they actually did like a audio test,
Mm-hmm.
and from some occasions, depending on where you were, it reached 90 decibels.
Over the legal limit?
No, so the firm actually says that they operate within the limit, that they're within legal limits. So he's like, I don't know what the problem is. Like they are like taking into account that, like, if this is not suitable for you guys, and we do want to like try to fix things, and if it's becoming a health concern, even more so, because some of the people are saying that it's becoming a health concern.
How's it becoming a health concern? Go run it down for me.
Vertigo. That's the word.
It's causing vertigo?
Vertigo. Yeah, headaches, nausea. Just some people are even giving their dogs like medication, just to ease them from this constant noise.
But it bothers them?
Yeah, because it's on
Does it, or they think it bothers them?
24/7. Oh, it doesn't bother the dog. I would assume so. I don't know. So essentially, they've seen rabbits, birds, and other wildlife leave.
That makes sense.
Like, there's just no more. There's no more like nature there, and I get it. I get that 100%. Like, noise pollution is absolutely a thing, and having that many fans shouldn't be good for it at all. So they are looking into maybe changing it to being cooled by that oil, like a conductive heat oil, where they're going to submerge the miners into this oil that will just keep them cool.
You submerge them?
Yeah.
How do you?
Oh, William. Okay, I'm about to blow your mind.
You submerge them?
Yeah. So there's this like oil. It's just, they call it an oil, but it's a heat conductive oil that lets the technical parts run without having any like issues. They're not gonna short circuit or anything, and then the oil will warm up. Now, what you gotta do is move the oil out of this like tank where the miners are located, and move that heat somewhere else, like cool down the oil. So heat transference, thermodynamics gets into play here. So there's this. Okay, I'll bring up this other thing in a little bit, but they would have to cool down this oil, either just laying it out thin and letting the heat dissipate and then recollecting it, or gathering the heat to heat up water, create steam, and then create electricity.
Okay.
So there's like multiple use cases, but this just highlights the fact that miners, although they face a lot of criticism about being bad for the environment, this adds on to that, because now it's also producing noise pollution, but it also shows that there are alternatives to the mining operations where it could self-sustain itself.
I was about to get there.
And recycle the heat that it just produced to create clean, renewable energy.
I mean, at one point, you would need the electricity to start it. But at one point, depending on how much power you can create.
Yeah. So you're always going to lose some It's not going to be 100% efficient, obviously.
Yeah, but if you get it to like 40%, like you get back 40%, you use 60. You're only using, instead of 100%, using 60%. That's cost savings.
That's cost savings. It lowers the price of Bitcoin because, or at least their price of producing Bitcoin. So that's just smart. And if they're capped out already, they could just sell that electricity. So what they'll do is they'll sell that electricity back to the grid.
I mean, you'd have a high upfront cost because you'll have to create the mechanism necessary to create the transfer process and then create electricity to then put it back in the system. But once that's out the way, those miners can run.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So.
Lawmakers in Georgia and Kentucky are like supporting people to open up Bitcoin mining farms in their country, in their states. Yeah. I don't know. We're in Miami. I feel like we're in our own country sometimes.
That's a fair statement.
So, and electricity companies are also incentivizing Bitcoin companies to start up in their cities with like credits. So like, yo, you start a Bitcoin mining company over here. We'll offer you some credit so you could get going. But then they have a huge client right there. So like the residents don't want them. But
the states do.
The states do. And this whole noise pollution thing is a huge like turnoff for the residents. Like we don't want this noise pollution. This particular firm, the Marathon Bitcoin, set up a noise canceling wall.
Okay.
That's like 20 some feet tall. They claim it did nothing.
Who did?
The citizens.
That's not true.
They're like it's not working.
It did something.
Probably did something, but probably not enough.
Yeah, to not be more like less annoying, but it had to have done something because there's something blocking noise from going your way. It's somewhat dispersed.
Yeah. So the local government's having like this kind of like issue here.
Why don't you just plant more trees in that area?
Good solution, William. Very good solution.
Because that would also block out noise.
Block out noise the further you go, but like at the same time, you won't get your natural habitat back.
What natural habitat?
Like the animals won't come back because the noise is still there.
We don't care about I'm saying I don't care about the animals coming back to this situation.
You're just focusing.
I'm focused on the problem of.
But then, so like overarching, holistically, there's still the noise pollution. So they're trying to figure out the noise pollution. Yeah, setting up the trees and like creating more shrubbery will kind of like offset it for the citizens, but it doesn't address the issue.
Yeah, but you can only do one so fast. Like it'll take, example, a year to get that process done correctly. The trees, depending on.
Yeah, I think the trees is a great way to like just start.
Yeah,
and
then
like,
they can sell the trees later.
Yeah, once they switch
to oil cooling and then creating their own energy. I mean, one problem at a time.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's funny how states want that though.
But like, so this firm, Marathon, plans on adding 30 new jobs to that particular location, and expects to bring in $2 million in annual tax contributions. So
they're like, we want to pay our taxes. Take our money.
Yeah,
let us stay.
So they're like, so the government wants them, but then the government also has to help the citizens. So they're gonna probably be cracking down a lot on the noise pollution.
No, they won't.
At some point.
No, they won't.
And as you said, it makes sense financially if it is going to cost up front. But if they could recycle the energy to produce more electricity.
The state will crack down on them, though. I think the state's going to tell them, let's create a better solution.
Yeah.
But they're not going to tell them not to because it's $2 million in revenue that they're losing out on.
Exactly.
If they take them away.
Exactly. So one thing that they're considering doing is also just like relocating some of the miners to another location that they have. Which works, but it's not ideal. So to get back to that whole oil submersion thing,
okay.
There's this guy. I don't know the name of the company right now, but he started off in New York, and I believe they're opening up one in Miami.
Okay.
He runs a spa, and all the saunas and jacuzzis
are heated
with Bitcoin miners. So they heat up this oil and turn the oil to heat the steam and heat up the water that's going to go into the saunas and the pools. And then the guy says, he's like, I've reduced my cost of electricity by significant amounts. He's like, yeah, of course I'm going to do this for every one of my locations I'm going to open up from now
So
on.
he opens up the miner, a mining rig setup, and then at the same time attaches a spa next to it.
Yeah, so he has like a service room of sorts where he has the miners.
Oh.
It's just a room specifically for mining.
So his main business is a spa, but at the same time does mining to heat the...
Yeah, his main business is a spa.
Oh, okay. So he only has enough miners to really power the spa.
Exactly.
But it reduces cost so much it makes sense to do so.
Exactly.
I get you. Because at the same time he gets Bitcoin rewards because he's in a mining pool.
Exactly.
Oh, we're in the wrong business.
Mining Bitcoin is definitely a good business.
Oh, that's a good business.
Yeah.
That's a smart guy.
Yeah. And there's this hotel.
And he really doesn't have to sell the Bitcoin. He just, because the services pay for everything else, he really just gets to keep the Bitcoin he mines.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, the services. Yeah. In the future, he could probably just sell off the Bitcoin for the electricity that he's going to use.
Yeah.
And mine more Bitcoin anyways.
That's a good business.
Bitcoin is just a form of showing stored energy. It's cool stuff.
That's a good one.
And to add to that,
There's more to this?
Yeah, there's more.
Jesus, Alex.
There's more.
We've been here for an hour.
There's this hotel in like Europe in the cold. They heat up their rooms. Bitcoin mining.
Also smart.
And I saw a tulip farm that keeps the temperature in their greenhouse at a certain temperature with Bitcoin mining. So very green to me. But
it can be made very green.
It can be made. Yeah, just you have to do it right. It is a business, and not all businesses are good, but you got to make it right. Yeah. Sorry about that.
That's a good one. That's a good little story right there. Just business-wise, that's smart on all fronts.
Mm-hmm.
No, they got to get to cooling with oil, but get a steam room to power their electricity. That makes 100% sense.
Yeah, to power their saunas and their pools.
Well, I meant
for the mining.
For the mining
for
farm,
the mining firm.
not the spa.
Yeah.
So yeah, he probably has like 30 miners, 40 miners. It costs him, I'm throwing numbers, I'm not giving exact, $100,000 to just do that, but it offsets the cost of the spa electricity wise. Double that for like probably the ROI, depending, would be like 4 years electricity basically paid for.
Pretty much. That's the gist of it.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, very crazy.
Also frees up power for the grid.
How so?
Less power he's using in terms of the power. Like miners will take, for example, 10 kilowatts.
Mm-hmm.
The pool takes 30s,
mm-hmm.
like to heat up the pools. The extra 20 he's not using.
I don't think it works that way.
Yeah, it does.
Because the pool still need to be heated up to a certain temperature.
The miners still only use up a certain amount.
Yeah, okay, but depending on how much processing the miner's doing,
even if they leave it on
how
all
much
day,
heat it creates.
But it doesn't,
like the miner needs to be running at a certain level.
Doesn't matter. It's still using less. If the heating up the water system is more cost effective, is more costly than running the miners, that difference.
Oh, yeah. If that's the case, then yeah.
Which it should be if he's using it to power it. It has to be. I'm assuming he's doing it because it's cheaper to run it.
No, so that's not what it is. It's just he's gonna be spending electricity to heat up the pool. If he's gonna spend that electricity to heat up a pool, might as well mine Bitcoin, which produces heat anyways. And whatever he spends on electricity heating up the pool, he cuts the cost of that electricity by selling off the Bitcoin, for example. So he gains this asset. That's like,
okay, so he's still selling the Bitcoin to cover.
I mean, I said he's selling the Bitcoin, but like you said, if you're running a business, then the cost of electricity should still be part of your overall business model.
I assume
so now the question is, if he, as a business owner, decided to reduce the rates for his services in that business to be more competitive, and then sell the Bitcoin to be able to do that.
I assume he was doing it because the electricity it's offset,
or he keeps the rates high, pays the electricity with his services, or rates, whatever, and keeps the Bitcoin. That depends on how he does it.
I assumed
that's kind of like a business.
I assumed the electricity was being
cheaper. You thought that it was cheaper to run the Bitcoin mines
than electricity itself.
No,
than the actual things. Because once water gets hot to a certain temperature, they don't need to run the same
as much. Yeah, that's true. But still, you still need the same amount of heat to heat up the water. So that's,
the first time around though, but to maintain the water's heat, it doesn't.
But
require that.
Mm-hmm. I just don't know. I don't know too much.
We don't know
about
about
business. Yeah,
that's a cool one though.
Yeah, it's super good. Super cool stuff. But yeah, what else you got?
So this ties into how you just said these states want miners in. So these are 3 other states that introduce this thing called Blockchain Basics Act. The states are Ohio, South Carolina, and Mississippi. And it just aims to protect Bitcoin citizens and Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies rights at the state level. So a quick rundown is protect monetary freedom. Real fast. Americans should have the right to save and transact in digital assets the same way they can with cash. This should be provided they should be provided a safeguard against a central bank digital currency where the government could monitor or even stop financial transactions. The legislation would ensure the right to transact with privately issued digital currencies. Second one is protect Bitcoin's infrastructure. America has become leader in Bitcoin mining infrastructure after China banned the practice due to their lack of control.
True.
Bitcoin miners could legally operate in areas zoned of industrial use as long as they meet the general regulations for those areas.
Okay.
Same thing we just talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the last ones was prevent outdated regulations from stifling innovation.
Oh, that's a good one.
The federal government has attacked blockchain technology by enforcing regulations written decades ago, which were not intended with blockchain in mind. The Blockchain Basics Act exempts notable blockchain activities from traditional financial regulations, which they cannot possibly comply with while keeping consumers safe in mind. The act does not protect fraud. This act does not protect fraud.
100%.
Yeah, and there's also like a small summary of legislations as well.
Yeah, that's solid. That is a great act to start working on. I said this before. I think blockchain is freedom of speech. Blocking it is unconstitutional. We are simply publishing information. That's freedom of the press. That's what states are doing that? I got you. That was Mississippi, South Carolina, and Ohio. Props to you guys. Props to you guys.
I don't know if we have the same one. I know we have anti-centralized centralized bank digital currency.
CBDCs.
Yeah, I know we have that in Florida.
Oh, that we do not want CBDCs here in Florida. Damn straight.
Yeah, Ron signed that one in a couple months back now. We talked
CBDCs, and you need to get this through your mind. CBDCs will be the equivalent of making everybody a slave to the people who have control of the monetary system.
Worse than it is now.
Worse than it is now by factors untold.
Yeah, because right now they cannot go into your bank account and completely stop you.
Correct.
From moving the money unless like it's there's a freeze on it for whatever reason. Like it's more.
Yeah,
of a headache.
They could freeze your accounts if you've been charged with some type of crime.
Exactly. And maybe the bank can freeze it as well.
Or if you're under investigation for some crime.
Yeah.
So you don't like start sending the money out and they're trying to keep any fraudulent transactions, which I kind of understand. Like that makes sense.
But we're not at the level, but we can easily be there of the tomfoolery that happened in Canada during, I think it was during the pandemic, where the truckers were blocking the road, and people who were sending money to those truckers, their accounts got frozen.
Mm-hmm. The truckers' accounts got frozen.
No. The people sending the money to the truckers' accounts got frozen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I'm remembering correctly, it was that.
Okay. And you couldn't support these people.
Yeah.
Why? Like, that's a form of protest. It's organized. It's peaceful.
Yeah. A CBDC just makes that 10 times easier.
Oh, yeah. Not just that. A CBDC can make it so that, you can't hold more than $10,000 in your bank account.
At a given time.
At any given time.
Yeah.
They're going to say, it's just stimulate spending. That's BS.
Yeah.
That is so that you cannot save money and generate wealth.
Yeah. Not just that. Also, they can make it so that you can't withdraw that funds and move out to another wallet that's not governmentally given.
Yeah. It's going to limit who you could do transactions with. And then on top of that, the icing on the cake is your every transaction will have to be approved by them.
Yep.
So if you're like, let's say, trying to buy a pickup truck, because you need it for your work,
and they're allowing you to spend whatever it costs and you want to pay it completely, if they don't deem it rightfully so,
yeah, they'll be like, no, this is not a good transaction. You're not allowed. Banned. Boom.
Yeah.
The other alternative was red meat. They're like, let's say you have an allowance, you can only eat 4 ounces of red meat a week.
Yep.
Once you buy 4 ounces,
you can also do that. Give allowances to things.
Boom, block. They're gonna try to make it pretty. Don't believe them.
Yeah, as of right now, with the way we have the fiat system, is not great, but those limitations are still not there. And it's hard to get there because there is always that cash aspect. There is physical dollars, which limit it.
Yeah, the physical dollars thing kind of made it. I mean, it's just the current the current banking system doesn't allow for the amount of control that the CBDC would give. It's just no to CBDCs. Yeah. I might have a target. We probably have targets on our back now for saying this, but
I mean, we've said that.
I'm okay with it because you got to fight for what's right.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna cut this. I'm gonna cut this and make sure I get a specific clip on just CBDC's bad.
Yeah. So today I saw something that came out. It just ties into this because we're talking about money and banking. For the first time in a long time, or maybe ever, me and Elizabeth Warren agree on something.
Whoa. Hold on. Don't need to clean my ears, man.
I, for once, agree with Elizabeth Warren. Not completely, but I see closer eye to eye on her.
Okay. What'd she say?
So, I believe it happened today or yesterday. I saw it. I saw her thing, her comment today on Instagram, which was from X, what they snapped. It was either from Yahoo or Wealth pages. And it was, I believe yesterday, it was announced that Capital One, if I'm not mistaken, bought Discover for $35.5 or $3 billion. And I said, that is anti-competition, and it's somewhat of a form of monopoly. You have taken out one more player or one more independent player from the game. And she had a very similar sentiment in the sense of she also agreed that you're taking competition and more that options away from people. And that, she said that they're going to raise fees and all this other stuff, which I don't think they will.
They probably will. Okay, so
why raise fees if you already, what fees can they?
Here's the thing. I don't know too much about the credit card industry, how many competitors there are out there, but in consuming one of the companies, you effectively have more market share.
Yes.
So you control the price, the overall price of what those fees are. You can absolutely raise it.
I'm not saying they can't raise. I'm saying there's no incentive to raise.
There isn't their incentive. Increase money. You increase revenue.
Those two banks still don't hold all the credit cards.
Yeah, that's true.
So
there's risk in terms of
you raising those fees. People just leave and go to the other competition.
And that's why I prefaced that with saying that I don't know what the competitive landscape looks like.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think they'll raise fees astronomically high that you're gonna.
No, definitely wouldn't be astronomical.
I also don't know the difference in fees between one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other thing. So
also true. I don't know that, but
that's why I said just her saying, "Oh, they're most likely going to raise fees." It's just like I don't.
Oh, okay. So you agree with the fact that
it's anti-competition,
and
it is towards monopoly. Yeah,
but you don't particularly know for a fact if
I wouldn't say they're going to raise fees.
Yeah, I see. It's possible. I would say that's definitely.
Yeah, but it's a possibility when they weren't in direct like when they were strictly.
It's easier. It's like what this dude. Which is the one that consumed all the gold, iron companies? Rockefeller.
I don't know.
I'm not a history buff, but
yeah, we also just said all of them. They didn't. There's still more competition out there.
Yeah, true.
So
yeah, this guy.
That's what I'm saying.
This guy pretty much owned.
That's what I'm saying. They can. I'm not saying they won't, but I'm saying the likelihood of that happening is not
true.
It's much lower than it happening.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's like, I don't know, Disney Plus or Disney acquiring Netflix also.
That's also anti-competition.
Yeah, but then they could raise the fees or maybe just include.
They typically don't raise fees when those mergers happen, in my opinion. I don't see it happening like that. Like T-Mobile's acquired, the price of T-Mobile, I mean, when Metro was acquired by T-Mobile, I don't think price of Metro doubled or went up 10%. I wouldn't, because they're already there. It's meant to handle a specific clientele. Mm-hmm. You raising fees gets rid of that clientele.
It might not just be raising fees though. It could also just be other things. Well, Netflix is supposedly or reportedly, I don't know if this is actually confirmed or not, but they're going to start introducing advertisements.
That's for a lower tier though, and they have.
Mm-hmm.
But that's for a lower tier.
So if you start acquiring companies, you could start like throwing in like different ways of making more money, essentially kind of like taking out benefits or to
but you're paying less for Netflix to have the
yeah, I understand that. Yeah,
it'll be different if you're paying the same $15 and they're still putting ads.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but you're not. You're paying instead of $15, you're paying $7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean. Again, I don't know too much about the credit card industry.
I also don't know what exactly. I wouldn't know what fees you're talking about. I've never paid fees on either one of those credit cards.
Yeah, I don't know which fees.
And
don't get me started with fees. Don't get me started with fees. I'm gonna get hot. Start like, why are they charging maintenance fees? Why are they charging you money in the bank accounts for having less than a certain amount of money? It's like, how does that make sense? It's like, why does it cost more to maintain my little amount of money than maintain a lot amount of money?
They have to make their money somehow.
Oh, and then overdraft fees? You're going to charge me money for not having money? What is that?
There's a bank that got rid of that. I think Bank of America got rid of that.
Good for them.
Because it is stupid. How are you going to overdraft? I have no money.
Just don't charge me. Just decline the card.
Every time.
Yeah.
Don't let it go through. But some people have overdraft protection that allows you to go above a certain amount. Mm-hmm. Man,
don't get me with fees. It's a whole nother conversation.
But yeah, I just saw her say that, and I'm like, I agree with these first two. This other one, I'm not saying it will happen or won't happen. I'm just more like, it doesn't necessarily have to happen. That's the way I felt about it.
I see.
But I did agree with her when I saw that.
William agrees with Elizabeth Warren. I was gonna say Warren Buffett for a second.
Yeah. But since we're already on this her and I saw one more video, two more that I want to preface. I don't know who it was. They were talking about to crypto experts, the first video I saw in Congress, and they were asking questions about how do criminals use crypto or Bitcoin. And the dude that asked the question goes, you can't answer, the crypto experts goes, you cannot answer this question because you guys are not criminals. You guys are not successful criminals. So how are you going to tell me what criminals would do in the crypto space?
Oh my! Someone in like a Congress hearing said that to the person. That's crazy.
Yes, the dude who asked the question in Congress
then rebutted, like, okay, so
told them.
He's like, okay, he asked this question, got a response. And
he didn't ask. They didn't show that.
It was like a rhetorical question or something.
Yeah, he goes, you guys can't tell me what criminals would do because you guys are not successful crypto criminals.
Oh my god!
And you guys are not criminals, so you wouldn't know what criminals would do. I'm
so
prefacing
is he saying that he's a successful crypto
No,
criminal?
he's saying that
and he knows what a crypto criminal will do?
He's saying that they cannot speak on what fraud occurs within the crypto space because they are not criminals.
Okay.
That's what he's saying.
That guy's a fucking moron. Just straight up.
Want to see something else he said?
Okay.
This video seemed edited, I will preface. So
Okay.
I'm not sure. The video was edited. I'm not sure to like what level it was edited.
Mm-hmm.
But if this is accurate, homie should not be in office and whatever
Clearly.
position.
Clearly.
He goes, these crypto bros have made all these millions of dollars out of thin air. That should not be allowed. Should not be. Wait. I don't know if he said not allowed, but he said something of that nature. And then he goes, the U.S. government has also done the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
They've also printed the dollars.
The same dude.
But he goes, but we are the U.S. government. We're allowed to. Dude.
I don't even know what to do right now.
I saw that. Well, I heard that, and I was like, this man's wildin'. Let me see.
What's that quote? I'm sure
like-
someone knows it. Benefits for me and mine, but not for you and thine.
Something like that.
Something like that. Get that guy out of office.
Dude, if only I can remember.
His name. Yeah, I want to call him out by name.
Who posted it?
Oh man, I will search that up. Jeez Louise.
I'm trying to quickly. Oh, I think I found it. Oh, and his name is Congressman Brad Sherman.
Fuck you, Congressman Brad Sherman. You're a dumbass and you are an elitist and you just are the root of all evil in American government.
Alrighty. Ready?
There, I said it.
I'm putting.
I've never been so.
Ready?
But that guy.
Click play.
No, that's not play.
Crypto bros make money literally by making money, and they've made over $1 trillion out of thin air. They'll accuse the U.S. government of making money out of thin air. Maybe we do, but we're the U.S. government.
Oh man, William, I am livid.
Isn't that something wild to
Whoever
say?
edited that was funny though. We are the U.S. government.
It's like, what are we even talking about right now? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it better be.
I was trying to see if there was one more with
That guy. Look, what was his name again?
Brad Sherman.
Brad Sherman. All due respect, get your facts straight.
You eat this.
Get a fact straight. I'm sorry for acting up the way I did. That was
Yeah, you really want us to get.
that was immature of me. If you need help understanding crypto, reach out. But I didn't see that part that you said where
What's up?
You can't tell what
It was a different video.
A different video. Same dude though.
Same dude.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if I find it.
Criminologists, people who study criminal justice, that's literally what they do. They study crime. And they don't necessarily perform criminal acts, yet they are considered experts in the field. They know how criminals behave. It's literally a whole field of study. So that statement, and this is why I got hot, that statement just comes out of just straight up ignorance or straight up trying to mislead the people and provide some information that's not true. I'm going to do as much effort as I can. I might just cut this up into a clip and just send it straight to you, man. Because I really do want you to know that the crypto bros are not criminals that print money out of thin air. It's a system behind it. And
Sometimes we do.
And well, yeah, some people do. Those are criminals. At least some people who are printing securities essentially. But that's a whole different thing, and don't agree with those things. So I would love to have an open conversation with you and try to, because you are in government, so I feel like you should be informed.
Damn it, I can't find the one with when he talks about the. I found it, and I also did like it. So this one's a little longer. I want to watch it.
How long? I'll watch it.
It's less than a minute. It's 51 seconds.
Okay, I'll watch it.
Press play when you're ready. I don't know why it does that.
Oh, it's muted.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, that was mine. My fault. My phone's on the table right now. Everyone's like, what's going on? All right. Marnito, these will all be there for you.
Okay.
Now, none of you have ever been successful criminals, and I think I've got that right. You'll interrupt me if I'm wrong. So you don't know what it takes to be a successful criminal. You're here telling me that the successful criminals don't understand their business when they decide to use crypto. I would venture that since none of you are successful criminals, you're not really in a position to tell us this. What we see is growing ransomware. Ransomware hit $1 billion last year, the highest ever observed. Increasingly, they're using crypto to do it.
Which ones?
And they're getting away with it. And they know their business just as you know your business. But let the record show. None of the crypto companies, none of the people here who make money through crypto is willing to stop doing business with the criminal facilitating mixer operations. I yield back.
I see.
Now, none of you have ever...
Okay. So there's some dissecting. He's saying that the criminals are using crypto for illegal purposes, but really it's a ransom. Yes, they're using typically blockchain technology, but the illegal activity is not the blockchain technology. It is the act of committing ransom. Holding something that does not belong to you hostage, it's a crime. Not the use of funds. And that crypto mixer thing that he's talking about is a tool that protects privacy. Can criminals use that tool? Correct. But not strictly criminals use that tool. People want to protect their privacy without committing crimes. The crime is the ransomware. Attack the ransomware. Attack the hackers performing these acts. Blockchain, crypto, and crypto mixers are not the issue. I could have more conversation with you if you want. I'm not kidding, man.
But yeah, those are two things.
I don't even know who he was talking to. Now I'm curious.
He was talking to a panel.
Okay.
It was probably a panel like some of the bigger exchanges that we have in the States, most
Okay.
likely, and maybe some like some developers of other companies there.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that, William. Thank you. You got me all hot and bothered.
Okay.
I
feel like sharing
at this fine hour. No, it's good. It's good to share. As of right now, my sentiment is get him out of office, but hopefully he could come to his senses.
I don't think he will. He's a little old to come to senses at this point. We have one of the oldest Congress in the world.
We talked about this last episode.
Get rid of them all.
We literally talked about this last episode.
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
Yeah. Run for Congress, young fellows.
Mike Gates, I think that's his name. He just reintroduced that bill they threw back a couple months ago, saying that Congress shouldn't be allowed to play in the stock market.
Mm.
We'll see what happens with that. I'm saying that now just as preface that nothing will happen because they all play in the stock market and they all make ridiculous gains off of it. Not just my favorite one, Nancy Pelosi, but all of them.
This is not a political podcast, I promise.
It's not.
This is just crypto, technology,
and they get involved in crypto, so we get involved in them. I mean, with them, not in them. Apologies.
Okay.
I
was gonna get back at you for the joke you said earlier, but I bit my tongue because
I said it faster.
No, because
it took you a second to think.
It's not that it takes me a second to think.
You're like on 10-second delay.
It's just that you have a certain elegance the way you do things and cracking jokes like this, and I feel like if I say a joke, it just be uncalled for.
Like I'll just look and be like, that was
like I'd say it wouldn't come off right, so I was like, I need to work on my jokes telling skills. The ones that are, but yeah, I got nothing else for this podcast, William. I don't know if you do.
I always got things.
Okay,
so I think we'll wrap up after these two.
Okay,
we had to talk about Bitcoin at some point.
We talked about Bitcoin earlier.
No.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Did we talk about Bitcoin?
We did talk about Bitcoin.
When? What
mining. But that's not what you're talking about.
That's not what we're talking about.
Okay. Here's the thing. The difference between me and William is I like the fundamentals. William likes the technicals.
I didn't even mean technicals.
Price?
No.
What are you talking about then?
Well, no, I didn't mean price right now. I was going to talk about price.
What were you talking about then?
Sending Satoshis.
Selling Satoshis.
Sending Satoshis.
Sending sats.
Sending stats.
Sats.
With no internet.
With no internet. Oh, facts.
That's what I want to talk about.
Okay.
Just to wrap on it, because I thought it was cool.
It's technical stuff, actually.
So I won't play the video
stuff
here because it's like 2 minutes, but the video will be in the description for sure. I have it saved.
So no video.
It's a 2-minute video.
For this. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's too long.
It's a little long, in my opinion, to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, the quick rundown essentially is this. It's basically in South Africa. Mm-hmm. As of right now, it's a third-party company that this man created that allows you to basically ask how much is in the wallet, like in that wallet you're sending to, send and receive, and that's about it. And then also, it asks, and you're able to send. It's through Lightning, so it just uses a username. And you essentially, all you do is, if I'm not mistaken, you just text the
service provider.
The service provider sends an email. It responds to you with what you want to do, send or receive. You tell them, you put who do you want to send to. You copy their address, their username to it.
Mm-hmm.
You put the amount on their end. They do it, and then the other person on their end receive the sats or the Bitcoin. And then to send, it's the same thing. It shows up your username. You tell them where you want to send it to. You like, this is who I want to send it to, and you send it. There's no QR code or nothing. It's by the username.
Beautiful.
And it's all. You don't need no internet connection, no nothing. It all does
just cell service.
Cell service.
That's
as of right now, from the video I saw, it's only in South Africa. But that was cool.
Yeah, it makes sense. That is super cool. And it's on Lightning, so it's super cheap transactions.
And it's fast.
And it's instant almost.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
And you're able to see like how much your wallet has, everything.
I saw the video, but now I'm kind of also curious. I didn't save it, so I want to see if I could learn more about that. Yeah. Because that's revolutionary. That is literally use case number one where people are like, oh, what if I don't have internet connection?
Yeah, here. You can use this provider.
Cell service.
Yep.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I thought that was really cool. Like
That's
I saw it, I'm like, that's dope.
That is super cool. And then the other story?
It wasn't a story. It was more price.
Okay. That makes sense.
Bitcoin's not doing what it's supposed to do right now.
Bitcoin is not doing what it's supposed to do with him. I agree.
Bitcoin
needs to get its act together.
Pre-halvening has a little rally, has a little dip,
and then
we keep it moving. Oh, I just smacked the shit out of the microphone
again.
And then we just keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
It's ignoring that dip.
It's not dipping.
It's not dipping.
Where's the dip?
It's not here.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, what is this? Super
Bowl
show where the person forgot to bring the dip?
Yep.
Come on.
And we're currently at really high leverage in the market. Leverage is super high.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, the funding rate is like 0.5%, like 50% to fund.
Mm-hmm.
Well, of 0.5%. That's how much they're charging you to use leverage.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because everyone's on leverage.
Everyone's on leverage. I was like, it's moving.
So typically what happens when leverage reaches this peak is there's a quick flush out. Prices goes down, liquidates all these. Right now we've been liquidating shorts.
Yeah.
Left and right.
Yeah, shorts have been liquidated.
But now we're not liquidating longs.
Mm-hmm.
So now so there typically is a little flush out of leverage. We stabilize the market, keep it moving.
And there's no flush out.
We haven't flushed. It was a little flush this morning, but the reason there was a flush this morning, well, as of now it'll be a little late, was because the ETFs are selling.
Mm-hmm.
Not just Grayscale, but like all of them. They had large outflows.
Yeah, because everyone saw the price. Whoever got in early, they're like, oh my God.
Take profits.
We made so much money. Yeah, take profits.
My ETF is up.
Call it a month or so.
Exactly. And it's just like, boom, keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
But that's currently what's looking like. Right now we should be in the accumulation phase with a dip, and we're not having it.
You know, I just wondering now. Your ETF, does it show you how much Bitcoin you hold?
I can show you what it looks like.
If you want, you could do that off if you want.
Okay.
So
I'm curious. It doesn't show
curious as to how it looks.
It looks weird.
Okay.
But I can show you right as soon as we're done here.
Okay. Yeah.
But right now we're coming into that new phase of accumulation phase. Also, check out Rec Capital. This is where I'm looking at the chart. We should be at this accumulation phase. We're entering it, but we're not entering it as we typically do with a dip down and then a rebuild up.
Yeah.
It's just we're climbing.
We're just climbing.
As we said last episode.
Institutions are here, man.
They're not here.
They're here.
No. Institution and retail are not here. What's here are the ETFs.
Yeah.
But banks aren't here yet. Companies aren't here yet. And those are institutions.
Oh, okay. I see.
The other big players,
ETFs are here. They're still
out. Retail is still not in.
Mm-hmm.
The Google search, I saw a chart the other day saying Google searches are up, but not 2021, how that was going. They're still not even buying in yet. Retail is like just starting to fizzle.
Fun.
I think not just a little bit of price prediction more so than anything. We may see a much wilder Bitcoin than we originally thought in these next.
Oh, really? Next
500
months?
days. Yeah, I think I saw a post saying we might hit all-time highs before the halvening.
Before the halvening. Oh, I mean, true. We're not that far.
We're 2 weeks away. I mean, 2 months away.
2 months away,
give or take.
And the price is right there at 50,000.
17,000 more.
Mm-hmm.
It's at 52. 17,000.
It raised 10 in a month.
Yeah. What's another 10 in a month?
Yeah.
And buying pressure is not going to stop. Lastly, before we close this out, Coinbase is running low on tokens.
On Bitcoin?
Yep.
Of course they are.
Because everyone's buying from them.
Mm-hmm.
So you're paying a higher premium Coinbase is paying a higher premium to buy your tokens.
Oh, really? So Bitcoin's price on Coinbase is higher.
It's a little higher than other exchanges.
Oh, okay. So if you're gonna sell your Bitcoin, sell it to Coinbase. Don't sell your Bitcoin.
No. You
don't sell your Bitcoin.
This is proving one thing: you cannot sell Bitcoin.
Don't sell your Bitcoin
because the prices it will reach within the coming years,
mm-hmm.
compared to other asset classes, mm-hmm. night and day difference.
You're not bullish enough.
You're not bullish enough.
That's probably something I tell myself all the time, and I feel like I'm pretty bullish, man.
Yeah. Alrighty, but that's really is all I got.
Yeah.
Well, I could always come up with more, but I got nothing else. Nothing else that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel that. I heard this thing about like this guy who makes podcasts. He's like, once you stop at it, once you got to like the point where you added the value, just cut it.
That guy's dumb.
I
don't even know that guy. Sorry, guy.
Sorry, guy. But
please like, subscribe, follow. Hopefully, we brought you some good info this episode.
Yeah, share.
Things will be here, all over the place.
Yeah.
Our beautiful editor will do his magic.
Oh, for sure. He's doing a great job. We love him. Also, if you stick around for a few more seconds, you might be able to see some other suggested episodes. or clips.
Or
just
something.
Or just check out our page, man.
There's stuff there.
Yeah. Help us
Sometimes
out.
it's good. Sometimes it's not.
Help us out. I think we're getting better at this thing.
More gooder.
More gooder.
But like, subscribe, follow us up everywhere. We're almost everywhere.
Yeah. Well,
It's been another week.
your favorite crypto podcast.
Sometimes crypto.
The Unscripted.
Crypto podcast.
Heyo.